What's up guys, welcome back to another reaction video, and today we're going to be reacting to Meet the Dirtiest Player in NFL History. Now, this wasn't a specific video that someone asked for, but people have been saying react to more KTO videos, like they're sort of mini documentaries. I don't know what they're called, but like little mini videos, and like the titles of each of them seem pretty like enticing, so yeah, I'm going to react to more KTO like you guys have suggested, but this is the first one that I'm choosing really, other than the ones I've reacted to previously. But if there's any KTO specific videos that you want me to watch, please suggest them down below because that would be sick. But yeah, man, I'm recording this just as we're about to hit 3K, which is, wow, 3K in about 3 months. I don't even understand, but yeah, you guys seem to be loving it, and I'm loving that you guys really enjoy it. But yeah, hopefully we can keep it up. And yeah, let's just get right into the video. I'm expected to, because I mean the sport of NFL has some like aggressive, dirty sort of tactics involved, because that's how it's sort of needed in sport. So I'm excited to see who the dirtiest player really is.
This video is brought to you by SeatGeek. SeatGeek puts tickets from $20. Stumbled.
Shout out though, I skipped the promos because it's not really worth anything to me, but I can understand why, for sure, why these people are getting sponsored.
Onto Reddit and found a thread titled "Most Disrespectful and Humiliating Plays in
I'm
NFL
really
History."
interested about
the author
this.
of the thread had already listed some examples. Adrian Peterson running over William Gay, this dude getting stiff-armed by Russell Wilson, and Dante Hall with possibly the nastiest juke of all time.
Yeah, I saw that before.
And
Oh,
sure. But if you want to talk about acts that are...
Someone said to me, this has nothing to do with the video, stop rewinding, you don't have to. And that's fair enough, but for me, seeing things like that, I have to see it twice, 3 times to genuinely like understand how crazy
by Russell Wilson.
This last one.
Hall with
Look at this.
The nastiest juke of all time.
I can't get over that. I can never get over that.
Humiliating, sure. But if you want to talk about acts that are more than just big hits or sick jukes, I'm talking cheap shots or worse. Just complete dark acts
shit.
of violence.
He's stabbing.
You slowly make your way to story after story involving Bill Romanowski.
In his book, Romo, My Life on the Edge, Romanowski writes about a playoff game against the Giants, where he found himself buried with running back Dave Meggett.
I'm pissed, and I'm down there just trying to rip that ball out of his hands. And all I could get was a finger. And
what?
At that time, I thought it was his, but just whatever it was, just...
This guy's a psychopath.
And I could hear a scream at the bottom of the pile.
He ripped his finger
You
off.
thought to yourself, good. He's not going to be so effective anymore.
At that time, yes.
Wow.
Man, that's cold.
That's awful.
This is another sort of thing that I'm interested in. Just seeing how this guy is. Has there been like any? Because also there's a lot of head injuries in this sport. I'm guessing there's like been people that have had a lot of mental issues caused from this sport, like turning into, or not turning, but going crazy as such. Because this guy, he's probably not crazy. He's probably just speaking in the moment. He seemed pretty like he was back when he was playing. He wasn't thinking straight. So is there like cases in the sport when there's been players who have like went proper loony? And if that's the case, please let me know who, and if there's any videos on. I'm interested in like the psychology of the sport.
In the National Football, they're gonna pay millions of dollars. Pay me a stick of bubble gum. Cut off my arm right now. I'm in. Go. I'm in. Count me in.
This guy seems mental.
Bill Romanowski was fresh out of Boston College after a storied 4-year career, and the 49ers took him in the 3rd round of the 1988 NFL Draft. This ESPN article titled "Cracked Code" went into investigating what started turning Romo into the monster he became, and he mentioned this story while going through his rookie season. During a game against Oakland, Ethan Horton pushed Romanowski in the back and the young linebacker didn't retaliate. The next day at a film session, future Hall of Fame safety Ronnie Lott shut off the projector, turned on the lights, and punked Romanowski for allowing himself to get punked. This is a game about respect.
Oh, so I'm guessing that he was originally like just a sort of normal, sort of, not normal, but like he was just like, he was easygoing. He wouldn't have like got angry. I'm guessing this is when he was first like new to the sport as well, so he wasn't like getting outraged at things happening to him. So I'm guessing it's going to be like a story of his teammates around him, sort of creating him into this sort of this villain type thing.
Law said, "If you let someone do that again, I'll come after you myself."
Wow.
Ronnie Lott, the man who got his finger amputated so he could keep playing, when he gives you advice, at least in the world of professional football, you listen.
Wow.
And Romo took this to heart. That team won 2 Super Bowls by his 3rd season, but people started to become aware of how he developed his game. He played with a style that made people hate him. He was the kind of guy who couldn't turn off the intensity, even in practice.
You broke an unwritten rule, probably an unwritten rule of the entire NFL. You hit Jerry Rice as hard as you possibly could in practice, your own teammate.
That one was an accident.
He
That
seems
was one where I was engaged.
he
with
seems
a
so
blocker.
emotionless.
Came around on a reverse. I came off the blocker, stuck my arm out, and boom. You know,
To his own teammate?
You ended up getting in a fight with him.
He came after me.
This man
Yeah,
did
this-
not care who
I'm guessing to be the dirtiest player or seen as the dirtiest player in NFL history, you probably have to be an absolute psycho, like just be completely mental. Because this guy, he just maybe he's just acting it, but he just seems really like just weird. I'm not saying like people who have mental issues are weird, but like this guy's just got a weird energy, a weird aura around him.
you were.
I can see
He was
why.
going to come after you.
Now I've got to see the clips of what happened to him.
There's this weird time in Romo's career that would get overlooked if it wasn't for a single incident. He played for the Eagles for 2 seasons, and in the midst of his 2nd year, Romo was ejected from a game for kicking an opponent 5 times in the head.
What?
This was the first major incident that
Oh,
began
wow.
shaping his legacy. 2 years later, in a preseason game, he shattered the jaw of quarterback Kerry Collins. That cost him a $20,000 fine. Just weeks later,
Wow.
Romanowski would become one of the most hated players in the league after this happened on national television, Monday Night Football.
Here's play before. That's J.J. Stokes, I think, talking to Bill Romanowski. Ooh, and there is a
That's
real
disgusting.
lack of social graces on the part
This
of
guy's
Romanowski.
this guy's weird as hell.
This was crossing the line.
When this happens in any sport, because it's quite rare, but I've never seen it to this scale because that's a lot of spit. But when that happens in any sport, like for example soccer, that's the lowest of the low, man. You don't spit in someone's mouth. Jesus.
This was something that even his own teammate Shannon Sharp did not take too kindly.
I was upset at Romanowski, not because he was white and spit in a black guy's face, because he disrespected another man. And I couldn't condone what he did simply because he was my teammate. If my brother's wrong, he's wrong. I'm mad enough to tell him he's wrong. And that's what I did. I was mad enough to tell Bill Romanowski he was wrong.
These two got over their differences and were critical pieces in 2 Super Bowl victories. The show Undisputed
was a good player
even
then.
brought Romo on as a guest a few times.
Really
on one of
good
the
player.
episodes that Bill was featured on, him and Shannon talked about how they overcame their differences to win a Super Bowl. They came together as a team, and at the end of the day, Romo was a great teammate. As the old quote goes, you love him when he's on your side, but you
Yeah,
hate his
I can see
guts
that.
when you gotta go against him. Shannon learned this lesson all too well when Romo moved on to play for Oakland. That's when they had to go head to head.
Going out for an IV at halftime. 3rd and 2. And it is Sharp who...
Has he just broke his arm? Has he just sat on his arm?
Covered by Romanowski. The ball hit the ground.
He has the possession.
Oh, this is gonna be disgusting.
Now he's down when his knee goes down.
Oh my god.
I think
And he just sits on his arm, man.
The ball is moving around.
The fact that they had to
Oh
play
my
this over
God.
and over just made it worse. You can clearly see that he hooked Shannon's arm. Luckily, he didn't break it, but it still dislocated his elbow.
Oh, he
From
didn't break it?
1995 to 2002, the list of fines and altercations that Romo had been
This guy's a dickhead. I can now see why he's a... I've never even heard of this guy before. Bloody hell.
part of was staggering. So here's another interview from a few years back that's from Colin.
I'm sure he's probably just a nice
And this
guy.
is what I found incredibly
But
weird.
from this video-
Romo starts to explain this concept.
It's showing like his worst attributes, like his worst moments, I guess. So it's probably going to portray him in the worst possible light. But it's still pretty.
You know, tell the guys he's a something a-hole, and
An hour later, you're having a beer.
An hour later, you're having a beer, and you kind of move on, you know. And that's the one thing about the locker room that's really special is to be able to do that. Some guys hang on onto it, some do, but for me, I didn't hang on to it because I was usually the one dishing it out. And I would feel badly about it, and I had no problem apologizing.
He at least sounds self-conscious enough to understand what he's done, so he seems to sound normal. But that quickly goes away with the next thing he says.
I remember when I threw a microwave oven at Dexter Carter, you know? And then jacked him up against a Coke machine. And, you know, I ripped off his gold chain.
And the reason that he threw the microwave?
We had an old microwave that literally took like 2 minutes to heat a sandwich. Yeah. But if you put another one in there, it took like 20. And he tried to add his sandwich to mine. How dare he do that?
Dexter, what are you doing?
You don't do that.
Jesus Christ.
This last incident is truly the cherry on top of this man's career. You would think a lot of his problems came from
He had a really long career, though.
In fact, he didn't start taking steroids until 2001. His first 13 years in the league, that was all him. Now,
wait, so were you allowed to take steroids back then, or did they not know he was taking them? Because surely you're not allowed. That's probably a stupid question. That's not even, maybe back then it was less lenient, or it was less hard to find out if they were taking steroids. But nowadays, I'm sure, 99% sure that that's just completely illegal. It's probably just a...
Now imagine how crazy he was, plus the roid rage. This is the result of that. During training camp in 2003, a fight between Marcus Williams and Bill Romanowski sent shockwaves throughout the league. Here's what happened. Williams blocked Romanowski. Romanowski grabbed Williams by the neck of his jersey. Williams disengaged, and then he raised his arms as if to say, it's over. But it wasn't. Romanowski stepped towards Williams and grabbed his face mask. Williams grabbed back before quickly letting go. But Romanowski continued pushing on Williams' helmet, so violently that his head jerked back. As Williams' helmet flew off and his head recoiled forward, Romanowski's right fist smashed into his face. 6'4", 250-pound Williams fell onto the ground unconscious. His left eye socket shattered.
Jeez.
Tooth chipped. He came to...
You forget how massive these guys really are, like proper athletes. Especially that he's on steroids. He's going to be like 3 times stronger. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting this.
Within seconds, felt blood on his cheek and saw Romanowski standing over him, shouting, "Don't ever effing hold me." This was Williams' face after the incident.
What the
That
fuck?
punch resulted in a broken eye socket, concussion, double vision, depression, and memory issues. This also ended his career, and he eventually sued Romanowski for battery, negligence, and intentional...
Surely he got arrested for that. That's literally just assault.
Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Ultimately, in the end, he won the case. Call him crazy, a psycho, or if you're old school, a hard-nosed football player. Whatever you want to call him. At the end of the day, Bill Romanowski is one of the last people you'd ever want to run into when he's pissed off.
McNair fakes the draw. Romanowski on the blitz. And he just about killed Holcomb. Holy cow, he just ran right over him.
Look at Big Bill. Oh, yeah, that's me. I hit him.
Shout out to KTR, I'll tell you what. Wow. This guy is mental. Shout out to this person, I'll tell you what. Like you guys suggested me to, I'm going to react to more of this guy because his videos are just insane. And they're just really informative. And it's just quite an exciting way to learn about the sport and learn about players. But this guy, wow, he is an absolute madman. I'm surprised about this. I knew it would be pretty crazy, this video, but that was next level. What's this guy doing now? Is he on TV? Is he just keeping to himself? Because I know steroids give you a mood thing, when you get moodier quicker and you get angry quicker. But still, to do something to that extent to someone else who's your teammate at the time, you've got to have some mental issues going on with you as well. But yeah, man, I appreciate the suggestions. This is a crazy video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and peace.